Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cemetery Rescue. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. You can see all this smoke in the background. I got my burn permit. So we're trying to burn, instead of having a pile of logs and brush, we're trying to, well, I can't burn the brush. I can only have a 3x3 fire. But I got somebody watching the fire while I'm trying to track down headstones. So you're going to see a lot of smoke. It's not paranormal. It's just trying to get rid of all these old stumps. But anyways, we're going to do a little headstone hunting. We had a volunteer come in and she found a lot of headstones over in the north end of the cemetery, which we'll check out further in this episode. But for right now, I'm trying to complete the south end of the cemetery before we move on. And how we are going to search for the headstones is that the cemetery was marked in grids back in the day. So we're going to take best possible guesses of how the grids are lined up with the pre-existing headstones we've uncovered already. So right now I got a line here and a line there. So we're going to search over here for one. Got a footstone right here. Got a row of headstones right here, right here. All right. Well, look at that. I think we found one, guys. You probably can't see it too well, but I have a line of orange flags and headstones going perfectly this way. And then I got a headstone directly this way, so it's kind of like, you know, X marks the spot. Oh yeah, we found one. Look at that. Yeah, it is definitely a headstone, not a footstone. X marks the spot. That grid worked. Wow. Holy crap. This is a big one. Right there. That's at least 4 foot. Okay. Alright, now that we know it's facing up, we gotta be super careful with the shovel. We don't want to chip any of the lettering. This is a big one, guys. Alright, so I believe his name is Henry Whitfield or something like that. I have a list of people they believe that's all buried here, and he's not on the list. So we believe 65 people are buried in here, and now this is number 66. We have no idea how many people are actually buried in here. So right now I'm just dumping water only on it. I dug out a little cavity for the water to drain to when we rinse it. Oh, that's pretty cool. I never saw one this well intact before. So, a lot of these headstones here have the hand pointing up towards the sky. And right here in the banner it says, "Gone home." See, a lot of these ones are so withered, I didn't even know that was on that. So this is a really cool find. Henry Whitfield says, "Who died? June 30th, 1858, at age 55 years old." Yeah, that's like
heaven. Point towards heaven.
Well, that's why I figured what the hands first meant, but
it's Woodyfield. Woodifield.
No, Woodfield.
Woodifield. That's unusual.
Yeah, he's not
that
on the
stone
list.
is in great shape.
It is. But let's go find another one. So for right now, the best possible spot for this stone to stay is right in its place until I can get in and reset it. But I want to try to find all the headstones I can. So when I get more epoxy and monument cement in the mail, we'll be able to knock out a bunch in one day. But that's a really cool find. So we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna put a flag by it, and let's continue the hunt. So also what I am looking for is indentations in the ground of where the coffin and the body would be. Now over time, the body and the coffin would deteriorate, leave an impression into the ground. So that's where, you know, I'm trying to see. So we're gonna check, see if he's buried next to any relatives. We're gonna poke around a little bit, see if we can find any more stones in this area. Well, if I can find out who Henry Whitfield is, see if he was buried with anyone, but so far it looks like poor old Henry was buried alone. That or his family's headstones are in somebody's closet, which we hope that's not the case. Yep, found one. right, we got the initials AB. So we're gonna have to go back to our list, see who it is. And it looks like somebody already repaired this a long time ago. Hey.
I think I'm on.
Oh, would you look at that? Just keeps on giving. Found the headstone, or a headstone. Okay, so we located 2 footstones laying right on top of each other. So hopefully their headstones are not that far away. I mean, I would assume at least 6 feet apart. But these 2 footstones were laying pretty much right on top of each other. So, I mean, but they got the initials AB and HI, and they were face down. So I'm assuming they were, when they were propped up, they were facing, the initials were facing that way. I don't know. Not until we find a headstone, we're really not going to know. There is a deep, very, very deep indentation right behind me. It's obviously where a body is. I took my metal detector and picked up coffin nails on my metal detector. So the stream may be an issue. It's possible, very, very possible, there's a headstone underneath of it, as a lot of these trees. But, alright, just keep searching. Well, I don't think we're gonna find the headstone that belongs to them footstones today. So let's go and try to find the headstone I originally was gonna set out to find today. I like to work around in circles apparently, but let's go head back to the front and see if we can find a headstone. We know this is Maria Lamb. She is daughter of Levi and Harriet Lamb. And if you look at the footstones back here, the footstone initials is ML for Maria Lamb, and then HL we are going to assume is Harriet Lamb. Now her headstone is not easy to find. I mean, we are right next to a set of, well, piled over railroad tracks full of gravel. These headstones are right at the property line, right where when they filled in the railroad tracks. You know, I hope it didn't get covered over, but I just keep hitting into a bed of cobble, a bed of gravel. I mean, we can putz around, look around, see if maybe Harriet Lamb's headstone is laying on the surface, but I'm pretty sure I would have seen it by now if it was. It just sucks, you know, it's either that or it's in somebody's bedroom. But the search continues. I know it's not behind there because if you guys watch my previous videos, I tore a huge tree trunk out of there. There is no headstone to be found. So let's just keep poking around the area, and you know, we just might call it a day if we can't find anything soon. Well, it looks like we found the remnants of another one. Now it's possible this one is the other half of that. I'm not going to know yet. It doesn't look, it looks like there's a crack running all the way through it. So this is probably not getting picked up in one piece, but let me grab my water, grab the brush. We're going to wash this off and figure it out who it is. But pretty sure this one might belong to that one. Well, if you guys remember the very first episode of Cemetery Rescue, I started a brush pile right here. I had no idea there was a headstone laying right here. I knew there was a half of one, but we're gonna work, next time we're gonna work on clearing all this out. This whole area, I want it nice and open. Wow. Would you look whose it is? Harriet Lamb. Well, look who it is. It's Harriet Lamb. So, I believe that is the third half, so that needs to be taken out of the ground and then matched back up to that base over there. We found it. Of course, you know, we spent a significant amount of time poking around and digging when we should just be looking at the surfaces. But hey, we found it. Yep. It says Harriet, wife of Levi Lamb. Maria, daughter of Levi and Harriet Lamb. So now where's Levi? Found his footstone. Way over there. No. Okay, now obviously we gotta get this stone out. Fair warning, it's probably gonna break in half when I take it out, which will not be the worst thing in the world. So because then if it breaks now, we can epoxy it instead of coming back a year from now and be heartbroken and have it just break over the winter on us. So let's go ahead, extract this, get it over back next to her daughter, get that second piece out of here, and when I get some more epoxy, we got another headstone to repair. is cracked all the way through. I think I might try something different. I might put a metal back plate on this headstone, but it is cracked all the way through. It is, once we prop it up, it's definitely gonna break if we don't prevent it. I do see some videos, not that I want to, where they do controlled breaks and then re-epoxy it. I understand that, but that's not something I want to do. But it might even break while I'm trying to put it in its resting place. Is that another one? Well, we found the missing headstone. Now, it is in very, very poor condition. As you can see, we are missing another section because this piece does not, most definitely don't match up with the bottom. So we're probably missing a piece in between. That piece, if it's anything like the headstone and anything like the base, there's probably nothing we're going to do about it. But we can still preserve this, and I got some ideas that I want to do to this headstone before we set it back up. I think I'm going to put a backing on it. I might use some epoxy to fill in these deep cracks right here so water can't get in. I don't know. I'm going to definitely do some more research. I haven't done it before, so I just don't want to wing it like I do with life. So, alright, well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed headstone hunting with me. And, you know, to you pre-existing subscribers, I appreciate the hell out of you. I am worn out, and I'm calling it a day. So, got some cleaning up to do, and I'll see you later.